I just wanted to make a video on the demise of Mutt, and I don't need to explain all the backstory because I presume if you've gone on this video, you know the backstory. So this company have gone bust, and it's a really sad time because they just didn't quite reach their potential. And one of the key reasons is that they didn't convert potential owners to owners. Two reasons why. One, the early bikes had really bad reliability. And even then, the newer bikes still had little niggles. And their customer service probably wasn't the best at getting back to people in regards to time and also the advice. Oh, did you overfill the tank? Oh, yeah, that'll be why then. Okay, so what do I do now? Yeah, you overfilled it. Thanks, Dad. So there's that. But I think the main reason, and the reason that I've not bought one after 5 years of still thinking of buying one, is the sheer choice. The sheer choice. So I've got ADHD. And depending on where you go on the internet, so does everyone else. And one of the things that I suffer from is choice paralysis. And Mutt is a classic example of creating a trap of choice paralysis. So you've got the 250, 125. Okay, whatever capacity you want, pick one. And then there's variations upon variations upon variations. And it gets to the point where you're like, I don't know what the differences are. They're all cosmetic. And if it's all about the look, I'm confused. Like I like the colour of the saddle of that bike, of the Mastiff, but then I like the higher handlebars of the Hilts. But then I like the really chunky tyres of the Mastiff. But then I like the really nice quality pegs and gear changes on the Akita or the Mushman or the tank strap on the Mushman. So I went to Mutt in November. I asked them, I was like to their HQ, and I was like, look, I've got a few questions. One, you had a massive clothing range and a load of collaborations with like brands like Barber, like quality stuff. Where's all of that gone? Oh, we've been busy with the other bikes. Like, yeah, getting the air-cooled bikes, sorry, the water-cooled bikes into production. Right, got you. Why is the London store closed? Oh, we're looking to move. We want, Bethnal Green wasn't quite the right area. We're looking to move. Oh, okay, that's fine. So you're not in trouble? Oh, no, not in trouble. Okay. Right, so I have a question. And I emailed you guys about 3 years ago with this question. And you never kind of gave me a decent answer. So now that I'm here, I thought I'd ask. And like, okay, what's the question? And it's what I posed earlier. So I like some parts of one bike and other parts of another. Can you make it? Can you put them all together? And they're like, oh, we can do one or two changes. But no, not really. Why? It's like, well, because we end up making a bike a one of one. Okay. You're a custom bike company. Yeah, no. And like the guy was really nice and everything, but like it was just like, no, computer says no. It had that kind of feel about it. I'm like, but why? I'm new to this biking scene. Why? And they're like, you just can't. So you got this like really cool like hangout at their HQ, and then they got these doors next door that go into where they like assemble the bikes. So they come effectively flat packed from China, and they do all the custom bits. And they have like stacks of different types of saddle, stacks of different types of handlebars, stacks of different tyre sizes, stacks of different wheels. And they're all interchangeable. And I was like, okay, so the bike that I would like, the ideal bike that I would like from Mutt is this. But they can't make it because it's one of one. Okay. So this guy put this YouTube video a few days ago about the demise of Mutt. And he went on how many's left. So the bike that I wanted, a 250 Mastiff, Over 5 years, how many do you think they made? 6. 1 a year. The Mastiff, to their own specification, is 1 of 1 a year. Did I buy one? No, because it's not quite right for me. So if you're making certain bikes to such a small level, why don't you just do it to what the customer wants? And then if this starts to kind of build up, then you'll see patterns, and then you can kind of go, oh, okay, well, we'll call this one the Dawson because that's what he wanted, and now everyone wants that one. Thanks. But no, they've gone, all right, okay, we'll make these bikes up. We'll give you a catalogue. We'll put it on the website. So for a 250 bike, there's like 10 or 12 variations. And especially now that they've got different tank colours and stuff. Are any of them what I really want? No. And I'm not the only one. I imagine I'm not the only one that kind of comes across this website and go, so all the bikes are the same. They're all the same spec. All the differences are cosmetic, but I can't have those handlebars with that saddle and that colour tank? No. Why? Because we'll make 1 of 1. Okay, so how many of that type of bike are you selling anyway? 5? 5 a day? No, 5 over 5 years. Fair enough. Yeah, I imagine that would be difficult to make that many bikes to a specific choice. The only bike that they sold in decent numbers was the Mongrel. And the reason they sold the Mongrel in decent numbers, and even then, you're only talking about a couple of thousand over 5 years, is because it's cheaper than all the others for pretty much exactly the same bike. So why would I pay £700 more for a slightly more customized bike that still isn't exactly what I want? I'll save 700 quid and just get a Mongrel and just do it myself. But yeah, anyway, as you can tell, it's just like, it was so close. I think I'm so passionate because they were so close to getting it right and they just got it wrong. Just that tiny bit wrong. And yeah, like I say, when you open up the doors, all these different saddles, all these different parts, just do what Brompton did. And if you go to London, the amount of times you nearly get run over by Brompton, you can tell that that recipe was a success. So Brompton make the same frame, and you get a choice of 3 handlebars. They all have a letter. So you got T, S, and P. You got a choice of number of gears, single speed, 3-speed, 6-speed, and whether you want a bike rack on the back or not. And whatever you choose out of any combination, they stick it together and you get a bike name. So my Brompton is a P6R. Handlebar P, 6-speed, kickbox, 6-speed, 6 gears, and a bike rack. And then, yeah, they're like, well, what colour do you want it? Because we make so many colours a day, it's pretty much just pick one. In black, please. Done. Simple. Mutt had that potential to do that. Yeah, they didn't. And if you look at how many Mutts there are, compared to how many Bromptons there are, yeah, Brompton have been going longer. Yes, a motorbike and a bicycle are very different. But Bromptons are stupidly expensive compared to a normal foldable bike. Yes, they're very good, as in they fold very small, but when you start riding them, they're just a bicycle, okay? A Brompton is nearly 4 or 5 times more than an equivalent normal bike, but you get the bicycle you want, the specification you want. Mutt are the opposite. Mutt were really, really decently priced because the basic bike was made in China, and then they made it their own with these customizations. But they made the customizations to their spec, not what the customer wanted. And then like me, a few years ago when I emailed them, and back in November when I spoke to them in person, I want it to my spec, the customer. I'm willing to pay more than the most expensive bike that you've got for the parts that I want. Can you do it? No. And it was a real shame. It was a real shame. Yeah. So why would you buy them new? Buy one second hand for half the price, and then that money that you saved, customize it the way you want. The handlebars that I wanted, the higher handlebars I wanted, like 40 quid. The saddle, the tan saddle, there's a company that does them, like off the shelf, 80 quid. Nuts. Nuts. Get a tank resprayed, I don't know, 200 quid, 400 quid, 500 quid, whatever it is, it's not worth buying a new bike for. And if only Mutt did what I wanted, like what a lot of people wanted, we could have then looked past the whole quality issue, the whole reliability issue, because we would have had something that was uniquely ours from a company that is there to serve the customers, a custom bike company. And somehow it just got lost. It just got lost in translation. And what is ironic is they could have done it. They could have done it. And with these water-cooled bikes, tapping into that market and the touring market, they could have had two very distinct branches. And one could have sustained the other. The uncustomizable water-cooled bikes could have sustained the almost one-off bikes for the air-cooled stuff. But yeah, maybe the administrators will see this video and be like, oh, okay, he's onto something here. Yeah, it's still sad. It's still really sad. And I think I will buy a second-hand Mutt because I don't think you can buy a new one now. And I'm gutted about that, if I'm honest.